Top of the morning to you, boys.
Top of the morning.
How we doing this morning?
Good.
Morning, everybody. Always wanted to do that.
What?
I used to listen to Howard when I was coming up, and he would go, "Good morning, everybody," and he'd had that whole thing.
You could feel it in the driving in the truck.
Yeah.
It was so
Deep in the plums.
Yeah, so deep. It was
Good
like
morning,
little
everybody.
huge.
so good. You ever actually hear his real voice?
It's not like that at all.
nasally.
It sounds nothing
nasally.
like his interview
Yeah.
voice. It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a processor that puts it where he wants it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you catch him in an interview and he's like,
Yeah.
Yes.
so, which is probably what I sound like.
No,
So,
no, yeah,
We had no processing
no
power.
processor here, just exhaustion.
in the process,
Exhaustion.
Yeah. Just 4 o'clock a.m.
Yeah.
wake ups.
it was actually really nice to not have to get up that early this morning. I'm not going to lie.
It was pretty solid to just have the normal routine.
Yeah.
Like when I'm out of a routine, I'm screwed up for days. And so it was just like, oh, it felt so good. Sauna, cold plunge, workout, like all the things again this morning. And it was like, man, I was good. I was excited.
Well, I poured one out the other day for my last roost hunt ever. So hopefully I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I hate roost hunts. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, I guess we could tell everybody why we've been up so early. We've been chasing turkeys for the last little while.
We had the Winchester hunt came in, was amazing. We had a good group of people in camp. We're out at the farm.
Second annual turkey camp.
Second annual
Winchester
turkey camp.
Yeah.
Yep. And last year was really cool because the Longbeard TSS was not announced, and so
Yeah.
we were kind of testing and doing a lot of stuff.
It was
like
under
that.
secrecy at the
It
time.
was. Now it's full blown, like, it's out there and it's just devastating.
Yeah.
But it was a good group. We had Allie from Folds of Honor.
Yep.
Great person. She's got a show on Sportsman
Allie
Channel.
Armstrong. Yeah.
Yeah, Allie Armstrong.
Grace Camo and Lace.
Grace Camo and Lace. She
Yeah.
was amazing.
9 years she's been.
Yeah.
Her and her sister been doing that. Her
Yeah.
dad does all the editing.
I know.
It's awesome.
It's a family deal.
Yeah,
It's
love
pretty
it.
cool. Yeah, it's awesome. And then we had Becky Yackley,
The Becky, yeah.
world champion Becky Yackley from the Yackley Five, the family of shooters. That whole family just fascinates me. There's so
Incredible
many things,
family.
homesteading
Incredible
and
people.
doing what they do. The whole family just is incredible. Her husband's active duty right now, also state trooper. Like
Yeah,
just
at the Pentagon.
yeah. I mean, just incredible family. I had so much fun with her first turkey.
Yeah, we'll
is
get
really
into
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Did you show her how to work a shotgun?
I taught her. I love, there's one story real quick about Becky. I love, normal turkey hunters are walking through the woods. You kind of got your gun up over your shoulder. I look back and she's just full tack. Like she's just got like the loose finger and she's walking behind me full tack. And I just smiled and I was like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. It was interesting carrying a 12 gauge full tack style.
I'm not going to lie. It almost sets it up like you're hunting humans.
It
Like
does.
You're going through the
I
timber.
kind of got it. I was like, oh, well,
Yeah,
what's
like,
up
what are we
here?
doing here?
Yeah. Let's dance.
When we did that film with them,
I wanted to do it so bad.
we shot a film with them in Wisconsin, the whole family, I think 4 years ago, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
We were waterfowl hunting, and they hadn't waterfowl hunted much as a family. And it was so funny. Lee was I was getting the wide shots and getting the goose shots and duck shots, tight shots. Lee was in there, and he was, I was looking at the footage in post. Well, they have shotgun shells between their fingers.
Yeah.
So they go boom, they shot boom, 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 and they're reloading
So fast.
like it's in competition.
Yeah.
It's like right in there. And
So oddly enough, that's how I bow hunt. You bow hunt like that? You don't hold
Schuster
arrows.
does.
You don't hold arrows between your fingers, so that when you sail one, you just automatically knock another one.
She was at the range, and you could automatically tell, just like when we were shooting, it was like, I mean, obviously she's so comfortable around a gun.
Yeah.
But it was like, I said to her, like, normally you ask the question, like, is a 12 gauge, is that going to be okay? And I just said, I go, it's 12 gauge? And she just looked at me, and I go, that was such a dumb question. I was
Damn
like,
it.
you're so good at
I
shooting.
said it.
So,
I really said it.
I was like, we're good to go. So, yeah, so first bird, we can get into that. That was really cool. Jason Gilbertson came up. Obviously, it was great to have him from Winchester.
yeah, he's been up. This is his third time.
Yeah.
The first time we were on public land, and it was kind of a tough shot.
Yeah, it was
Threw
tough
some
sledding.
stuff. He missed the bird. It's not on him at all. We didn't get him close enough. I think he hit some brush. Last year we had a rough year.
Yeah.
We went everywhere. We hunted till dark almost every night.
Yeah.
We didn't get a bird.
Yeah,
So
it was good.
third year he got a bird,
Successful.
and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, and then Will Brantley, which was awesome to see Will.
Did he even come up?
Will was here for 2.5 hours. No, he was one day. He was here.
One day.
When I left, he wasn't here. When I got back, he was here and he killed and he was done and he left. And I'm like, all right, Will,
incredible
good
hunt.
seeing you.
It was so fast. It happened. Again, we'll get into that story. But Will is a writer. He's been an incredible writer for Realtree,
for Outdoor Life.
For all their digital stuff at Realtree, also Field and Stream.
Incredible turkey hunter too.
And a diehard turkey hunter. Like, this is someone that I'm not guiding, and you're not guiding. You're just saying, and there he is, and then and Will just does his thing, and it was that.
Well, he was supposed to come up Sunday, but he went to a Metallica concert.
Yes.
Till like midnight.
Yep.
Never went to bed.
And just
took his kid out.
Yep.
Killed a bird in the morning and said, I think I might just take the afternoon and sleep.
Yeah.
And then he showed up, day 2 basically.
Yeah, he showed up day 2.
I mean, if you're gonna miss a day of Metallica concerts, pretty valid reason.
I would love to see Metallica in concert.
So there's oddly enough 2 bands I've never seen: Metallica and Pearl Jam.
Yeah,
those are 2 I'm like, I gotta go, I gotta see. And I'm going to Nashville today, and Pearl Jam's in Nashville.
They just played. So 2 of my buddies, Chad Gilstead and Gandy, Gando, they went to see him in Nashville. They're 2 nights ago.
They're there tonight too.
Yeah,
they're playing tonight.
You have to.
We looked at it.
Find a way to get
I know.
in.
We looked at it. I'm like, oh man, do I do it? Do I not do it? So I may slip into the jam.
Every time Jason repeats the song, it sounds just like Pearl Jam. So if you miss the concert, you can just say
Edward better.
Yeah. So all around, just an incredible hunt. It was. We did some work. We got 4 birds down in 2 days because we lost a day due to like absolute torrential downpour.
Yeah.
But that actually helped us in the afternoon.
Yeah, it concentrated all the activity into about 5 hours.
Yeah.
And as soon as that rain stopped, they were field picking.
Yeah.
They were worming. They were in the fields when it was raining. They're just not active really during that time. They're not going to respond to calls or decoy, PDs or anything like that. As soon as that rain stopped, man, it was on.
I was sweating it though, because we would see birds, but actually trying to get on one is a whole different ball game, especially during the rain. We did one loop on a piece we got out, and we kind of looped around through the timber just trying to call, see if we could strike something up. And because of the rain, it's like between the rain and the wind, I don't know if they could even hear us if they were 100 yards away. I mean, it was just, everything's just so damn loud while it was going down. So it was like, all right, well, we're done with that, and wait till the rain stops.
Well, speaking of loud, so my hunt with Becky, I was with Becky, and there's a funny part in here, but since it was like her last day, we got done with the rain. It was like, we're pushing it. I'm pot committed, right? So we saw a bird, one of the fields. We're like, okay, we're going to do a stalk. I mean, at one point we were literally laying in the water. Like it was, you're wet. I mean, we were trying to get to it.
Of rain
all I kept thinking is like, we get this bird, we got to wet walk back, and then we've got our bird, right? Like, I'm like, this is happening. We're committed. We're weaning down on the hours. So we did. We put a stalk on a bird for probably an hour and a half. There was one mature tom, never broke stride the whole time with 2 hens out in the field, and then there was 2 other ones that were kind of with him. And every time I get close, I'd throw Petey down, and then we'd get a little closer, and you'd see them. Boom, they'd go up. They'd see them, but they weren't. I just wasn't in that buffer zone yet, so I kept pushing. Anyway, that hunt got busted, not by us, by a neighbor and a truck that pulled up, which was unfortunate, but right when we got to it.
Nate Reed.
Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. So anyway, my phone kept ringing, like going off, and I'm like, and I even said to Becky, I said, don't they know we're turkey hunting, right? Like, what is going on? And it's in my chest pack, right? So it's just vibrating like crazy, but I'm laying on my chest, so I can't really look at it. Well, it's kept saying like Grand Prairie, Texas. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. Well, then my daughter calls like 3 times, and I'm like, okay, like what's happening? So I pick up the phone, and a gentleman says, I'm your delivery driver. I said, for what? I'm turkey hunting. What could you possibly need me to be there for?
Are you delivering a turkey?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
And he says, no, your Winchester safe is here. And I'm like, oh, well, it turns out all of our Winchester safes are here.
They're supposed to come like next week.
Yeah. So all the safes show up, which is amazing. Winchester Safes sent us the safes, and they are, first of all, they're incredible. I'm so excited about it. And so then I got excited because I'm like, oh, the safe's here. But then I'm like, I'm not ready for it. I'm like, where do you put a safe? It's not, a safe isn't something you can just like, well, we'll just drop it there and I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be maneuvered, right? So I realized that we're not too far from my house. So I'm like, all right, you guys don't mind. This hunt's busted. We're going to run back to the house. I'm going to just meet this driver and then we'll put it in the garage real quick and then we'll get back on the road. Well, as I'm driving down my road, I go across that bridge and I always just peek to the right. There's a food plot back there my neighbor has. I peek back and sure enough, Tom and 2 Jakes. And I'm like, oh. So I don't say a word. I just drive back. I call them a neighbor and I go, you have your binos? He says, yeah. I said, is that a Tom back there? He says, yep. And I go, all right, I'm going for it. Go for it. So long story, we get the safe unloaded. We get back out in the woods, and this is where it comes to the noise, is Bob, Bobby, the neighbor,
Yep.
He's blowing with a blower.
Yep.
So he starts a blower up, and I just sit down, and I'm just getting ready to call, and it couldn't have been louder. Like, it was so loud. So I go to call, and I can't hear. It's so loud, I can't hear if they're answering. Like, I don't even know if they're answering. I have no clue what's going on. So I've never in my life, but I'm sitting in the tree, and I text Bob, and I go, Bob, I'm trying to kill a turkey across the street. Shut that blower down. And so you hear the blower. It's like, and it just shuts off, and I'm like, that a boy, Bob. And Becky's laughing because she's like, "Is that? Did you say that's Bob the blower?" I go, "Bob the blower over there he's got to shut it down." So he shuts it down. Right when he shuts it down, I call, and then they strike, and I'm like, "Okay, they can now hear me." It was really funny. So it was super, super loud. But
I'm
then
sure
it
he
went
cracked
to,
a beer as soon as
as soon as he did. Yeah, he had.
It's like, I'm gonna crack a beer.
You guys want to come over for
Busch Light.
Then the anticipation happens on his side. He's probably sitting there listening for the crack of the gun.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
he 100% was just sitting there like, okay, what do you guys?
Good on Bob though for shutting it down.
Oh yeah, he closed it right down. So right when he shut it off, we got the bird to answer, and I think about 8 minutes later, we had just an incredible Tom strutter right down the middle of the gut. Amazing, amazing hunt. Becky got her first turkey, which was amazing for me because she's done so much in the shooting world. So for her to have her get her first bird, and she did a great job. So
you had a legit Tom Cruise movie star.
Oh,
came right down, old Tom Cruise, right down the gut.
Green food plot, like you couldn't have, like it's like the only green food plot around right now. You couldn't ask for a better, like beautiful setting for where we were doing it, and he was just alone. Like there was no chaos. It was just him strutting alone for 100 yards right at us. It was really, really cool.
Couldn't have been more opposite of what we had. I was in a weed field covered in water that was flooded, and there was more obstacles in our way than anything.
Oh my God.
Like the fact that we killed that bird is actually impressive.
Yeah, you guys were
I mean, he had to come through an Olympic-sized pool in the mud to get to us.
We had 3 inches of rain. And thank God things work out for a reason. So where we hunted, I've hunted there for 30 some years. Since I've been a teenager, I've hunted turkeys there. And there's a piece of public land. We've always just tried to strike a bird up. It's just a quick one. You go in there, walk a couple 100 yards, you try to strike a bird up, and a lot of times we do.
Is it the one down that dirt road
at dead end?
Okay, at dead end. Okay. So now I know where you guys were because you were trying to obviously. I was trying to put it in pieces.
And Dodman's Dodman started hunting. Our barbecue guy, our great buddy who cooked barbecue for the whole camp. Incredible. His property that they used to own was all right there.
Got it. Yeah.
So
now I know where you're at.
Yeah. So we go to the end of that, and I think 8 years ago, Woody Shad Woodruff, one of my best friends, he's an incredible turkey hunter. Turkey calling champion for the state of Michigan a couple times. He guided in the area for years, and then he's just kind of peeled back with getting busy with kids and coaching. But it's kind of like a go-to spot. So we get down there, and we don't locate anything. We get in the trucks and back out. Well, this gentleman looks like Neil Young. Looks like Neil Young.
When he says gentleman, it was actually Neil Young.
Like old Neil Young, Neil
Young current.
Like current Neil Young.
Like current,
like 80-year-old.
Chops and like
rocking in the free world, just doing his thing.
He comes out on his quad runner, and he's at the end of the trail, and we know who it is.
I don't.
Yeah.
Casey doesn't.
I looked over. I'm like, holy shit, there's Neil Young. I was immediately. I'm like, you want to sign my turkey call? Like I was trying to figure out how to get.
You're not going to not get Neil Young.
You're not going to not get his autograph.
Yeah.
So and he just looks at me. And I put the window down. I'm like, how you doing today? He's like, good.
Yeah,
And then he goes, is he stuck? I go,
is he stuck?
nope. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, see you later, Neil.
Yeah.
Awkwardly back up the truck.
So we were a little.
You know Homer Simpson going into the book? That's what I was, but it was the truck. I was like, okay.
So so anyway, you guys peel out and we back up and Shad knows him. He says, hey, how you doing? He says, oh, that's Shad. Hey, Shad. He says, you want to go back here? Got turkeys back here. And we're like, yeah, we want to go back there.
That's why we're all in camo.
He's like, I thought you guys were stuck. And we said, well, maybe we'll come back a little later. We're going to try a couple other spots. We can come back. And this was probably 3 o'clock, 3:30, maybe 4 actually. And this is after the rain had stopped. So we go back and we do another loop. And we had 6 gobblers all together with 1 hen. And we have a property that if they cross the road, they're on us. And we've got probably access to almost 1,000 acres of ground.
Yeah.
But on the other side, we can't hunt it. But they do this little loop. And if they're on the other side, we can't work them. They have to cross the road. Once they cross the road, we know what they're doing. They're dead.
Yeah.
They have to cross either road, any direction. So they ended up going in the place that we couldn't go.
Yeah.
So originally, they're starting to come across. So we raced around and we were gonna go back in the timber and we just like let's check one more time to make sure they cross. Because how many times turkey hunting when you see them do something, you go around to do it and then you commit and you go all out and you go after them. Well, shit. They ended up going the other direction and you wasted 2 hours. It's happened so many times. So we went back. Sure enough, Shad's son, Lake, and I, we drove the truck back and just did a check. They were going back the other direction. They never committed. So we saved ourselves some time there.
Yep.
We did another loop in some timber, and then we went back to our boy's house, to Neil's house.
Yeah.
And we got in there, and we walked the trail, located, and a couple gobblers.
First of all, Mecca back in there.
Boy, it's awesome.
We get back in there, we're like, so this will kill turkeys.
Yeah.
Like, this is where they all are. This is why you strike them up from over there, because they're right here.
Yeah.
Food plot, trail.
Roosteries, pine. Like, I mean, it was like literally prime.
Yeah.
Absolutely prime. It was wet.
It was wet. So again, there's so much rain. All the food plots were submerged, basically. Most 25-30% of it was underwater.
Yeah.
So we set up the first time, called. They just wouldn't commit. And but they were only 100 yards.
100 yards.
Like, they weren't far. So we said, hey, man, we just got to get in that buffer zone. If we get a little closer, maybe we can pull them.
Yep.
And it was 7 o'clock. So they were where they wanted to be in the area for their roost. So we get a little closer, and we're just about ready to bust down a trail. And I said, what do you got, your crow call? Let's try to make them shot gobbler or something. Yeah. I just was nervous about going any farther, and he did a hoot owl, and like they were right there, just around the trail.
So
it was one of those when they do it, everybody goes, "Oh shit!"
Nobody said a word.
Oh shit!
We Scooby-Dooed it over. Retreated. It sounded like a bunch of cattle through the water, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna hear us.
The whole time we're going through the water, as we're getting set up, I look over and Jay's going,
like we were
setting
loud.
Tripod legs out. You could just tell he's like, God, they were so fucking loud. No way.
We were so loud. I was surprised. We just let it settle.
Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, Woody called. There you go. I'm like, okay, they didn't. Shrink up.
Yeah.
And I heard.
Yeah. They were still hammering.
Yeah. So they continued to respond right there, and we just said, let's get aggressive.
Fire them up.
Let's fire them up, and then we fired them up, and then a hen came in, and then we're like, if we can call the hen in, they're dead.
She gave the old bar 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 bar.
Oh,
we're like
that. They're mine.
Yeah.
These are my gobblers,
Yeah.
and then within 2 to 3 minutes. You could just tell they were easing their way down the trail towards us, and we had a PD set up about 20 yards from where the trailhead broke, and we were all kind of tucked around the corner, so it was a perfect scenario.
You got to imagine like one little round food plot, probably an acre in size.
Yeah.
and then out of a corner, like the top corner, like this little 2-track that's like an hourglass
And it
between
winds.
two
Yeah.
fields.
Yeah.
But it like bent like a 90.
Okay.
So they had to come out of one field, through the hourglass bent 90 and into ours with an Olympic-sized swimming pool in the middle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
They gobbled
They
their
don't like wet either like that.
No.
But, I mean,
No.
back there, I mean, but to get them to come across that field.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what was so cool about this hunt, though, is they gobbled their faces off. They got real fired up. They gobbled their faces off within 35 yards of us
Yeah.
for 10 minutes. But they were on the other side of the brush 35 yards, and so we couldn't see them. But at 35, they were just,
Yeah, so it's loud. It's in your face.
yeah, and you're like, oh, my Lord. But you can't see them at all,
see 'em.
Yeah.
you know? So it was cool.
It was cool. So they finally committed. I was actually sitting on the tripod in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just hand holding, get on Allie. Casey had the 200 to 600, just real tight, running S&Q. And then Rich was to the right with the 70 to 200, watched him come up the chute. So I had 3 camera angles, and it worked out great. They came in, and I was sitting right next to Allie, and I just said, hey, as soon as you get a shot, like, don't worry about the
Yeah, we don't
cameras.
have-
We'll capture it. Shoot them.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
if she can see it, you can see it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
And then they came around and they were super relaxed and then kept coming. I said, okay, let them come now. Let them come. And then one had a beard dragger. I'm like, ooh, that one on the right. And so they got close enough, and whenever they were ready, she boom, hammered them. And there were 3 gobblers in the hen, and
Yeah.
done deal.
Where they came, there was no waiting. I mean, it was tight fitting jeans. They
Yeah.
came around the corner. It's like now.
No,
Yeah.
they're
Like,
right
right
there.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
15 yards. I mean, they'd have probably even kept coming, but, at that point,
Yeah,
it's just
why?
like, boom.
Yeah.
Why? Wherever your adventure takes you, count on Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's to make it memorable. From the timberline to the campsites to the lake and the range, get your family outfitted with the right gear. With premium brands like Worldwide Sportsman, Ascend, Instinct, Redhead, and Natural Reflections, they've got the apparel and the gear to make it the best adventure ever. Stop by today for a one-of-a-kind shopping experience in-store or online at BassPro.com and Cabela's.com. See for yourself at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's stores. Your adventure starts here. All right, let's talk about beer for a second. You ever notice there's a big difference between Busch Light drinkers and other beer drinkers? I like to say we live on the wild side. You know, a guy with a Busch Light in his hand, he's a man of the people. He's out there in the wild every day. He's in the trenches smashing bushies with a smile on his face. You know why? Because he doesn't care. He's not looking for a soulmate. He just needs something to wash that damn jerky down. And he's got himself a 12-pack of Freedom in a can. And when that can gets cracked, it's like opening a door to a whole different world. It's just a vibe. And if you haven't felt it, you should. So go grab yourself a case of bushies, give them a rip, and take a walk on the wild side. You've got things that matter. Memories, heirlooms, documents, firearms. And we all know that life is unpredictable. At Winchester Safes, they make sure life's unpredictable moments don't take those things from you. They use state-of-the-art methods that refuse to sacrifice quality. They put everything they have into their products, offering proven protection and peace of mind. There's only one safe company worthy of the title, the American Legend, and that's Winchester Safes. Follow at Winchester Safes or learn more on winchestersafes.com. Let's talk about Mountain Ops, a brand that I rely on to fuel my fire in more ways than one. I could sit here and talk about how undeniably essential Ignite is to my daily life. I could explain the benefits of the Super Greens, and I could ponder out loud how they got those Super Greens and Super Reds, for that matter, to taste so damn good. Or I could just give you a quick look into who they are as a company, because to me that matters more than anything. So here it is. They recognize God and acknowledge His hand in all things. They believe in being worthy of others' trust. They're reliable and honest with their information. And lastly, they take full and personal responsibility for their actions and the outcomes. There you have it. If you want to learn more about Mountain Ops and stay connected, check them out on social media at Mountain Ops or head on over to their website, mountainops.com. And remember, if you want to save some cash,
Use code Keefer.
Yeah, that was a complete opposite. We had time, and I had Louie with me. He was in the brush, and he was all covered up, and I put him, so he's aiming down the chute, and kind of Becky and I were off to the side. So as soon as they stepped out, he gave me the thumbs up, like, he was like, hey, they're in. And then just literally for 5 minutes, just walking straight at us the entire time. Now, Becky and I couldn't see it to the last 40 yards. But, I mean, just right down the barrel by himself, you know, and gobbled twice. So, I mean, he was fired up. But, it was a complete opposite. It was more like we're just waiting. And he was just walking. Like, he didn't do the Tino run or anything. He was just – but once he committed, like, obviously no calls. And I was like –
It was on.
I'm good. Like, he's coming. And then we just went to angles of cameras, same thing, and tried to get on it. But, complete opposite.
Same thing, though, is that the rain ended – and they responded.
They did.
They got right. It was quick, but they got right.
Think about it. This is getting now, honestly, this was getting towards 6:30, 7 o'clock. I mean, it's getting dark at 9:30 here now. I mean, that's when you can get them to gobble on the roost. So, I mean, a couple hours before, and they're hammering, which is really kind of uncommon. You know, it's usually like after a certain period, they're not. But that rain, we did. We got 3 inches of rain, and they didn't do anything all day long. And when that sun popped, it was like they kind of shook off, and we're like, let's. And they were in fields, and so, I mean, it was actually a really good hunt. It was just like I said, we were pot committed because it didn't matter. Like, you guys were in it. It was wet up to the knees, mud, and Becky hadn't done a hunt like that. So there's one time I crawled out. I put Petey in the field, and I was getting ready to back up, and they were coming, and I looked around, and I said, hey, can you get up here and crawl up here? And just not really even thinking. She's like, in the mud up there? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay. Like, she got into it, you know, but she was like, okay. But you could see the hesitation, like, oh, we're really going to get into this. And I was like, yeah, like, we're here right now. Let's get it. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, if you hear us start to refer to a property as Harvest Moon,
that's it.
Harvest Moon property.
Neil Young Harvest
Killed him late in the evening on Neil Young's place. So it's officially known as Harvest Moon from this point forward.
I love it.
I think what was cool too is Allie said, like, I felt like I was on a waterfall hunt because we had 6.
Oh, yeah.
6 of us.
Yeah.
But that's how we roll.
Well, we're not known to take more than less than 3.
She's in. She's like, that was so fun with so many people. I'm like, see, that's why we do it that way.
It's fun
it is.
That way.
There's nothing like it when you shoot that gobbler. I've never shot a gobbler on my own because we've always been filming, but 2, you always just want to take a buddy with you, you know, and share it with somebody. So to share it with 6 people, you know, 3 camera angles. We had a Shad Woodruff, his son Lake. Lake he deployed all the deeks. That was his job. Yeah. They both work for Whitetail Properties, and
I was giving him shit. I'm like, you did a good deployment on that one. You got the decoy out in the right spot, right next to that puddle of dirt. Like, you put him to the next to it. So it was very realistic. He's not in the water.
He's not in the water.
He's looking at me like, is he for real right now, or just a young pup?
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was fun, and that was day 2. So day 1, beautiful day. After a heavy rain the night before. So roost hunt. I had Allie with me on the roost in Gilbertson. Yeah. And Rich. So it was us 4. And it was a spot that, you know, we'd hunted actually the day before. Yeah. 2 days before.
You and I went with Gilbertson the day before.
Yeah, it was a couple days before. But the birds are there. And it's one of those spots where I am not a patient turkey hunter. I'm learning to become more patient. The older I get, the more that, especially early season, we have no leaf cover. So for us to move around a property with more than 1 guy or 2 guys, it's hard.
It's funny you say that. I think it was just the other day, I saw Mark Drury, and he'd said something where the older he gets when he's turkey hunting, the slower he does it. And he said you almost have to go slow enough that it's uncomfortable.
Yep. You do.
Uncomfortable slow. Like where he said, the camera guy's like, you know, all his guys that are filming, they're always like, I mean, we got to move. And he's like, no. And so if they ask him that, he knows it's like uncomfortable enough to be like, they're still there. And so it's interesting.
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is not my style of hunting.
No.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yep. Nothing.
Well, man, let's go.
I hear my own echo of the hen. I catch up to it, and I'm like, wait, no, it's just the echo of my call.
Yeah, to just sit there and be like, let's see what happens here. I'm like, I'm dying inside. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way. There's so many things I'd rather be doing right now, but I get it. I get the purpose.
Part of it is we do have a lot of ground. So if they're not here, there might be there. And I think I kind of boil it down to, if this was my only turkey hunting property, how would I hunt it? Would I try to locate them and move there and be done in 5 minutes? Or would I, if I know birds are here, if I'm going to hunt it? So I took that approach, and I knew birds were there. I know they were dead silent. So we sat there, did not hear a gobble off the roost. I know there's a half a dozen or more gobblers within hearing distance, if not more. Not one gobble. And I know it was different for you, but not one gobble. And so they flew down. I told Gilbertson in the beginning, I said, we're going to sit here today. And in my mind, it was, we're going to sit here till noon. I didn't tell him that. But we're going to sit there till noon. I know they're coming through here. So there's tracks everywhere. It's kind of a food plot, but there's sand in it. So they're dusting there. There's gobbler tracks everywhere. Everywhere. And a couple days before, they roosted. We had 3 gobblers roosted, 100 yards from it. On the other side, we just couldn't get to. And they wouldn't leave the hens in the morning. So we get in there, didn't hear a gobble for the first 3 hours. But we did see multiple hens around us picking their way through, feeding. And I got to say, I really enjoyed that hunt. It's super enjoyable. It felt more like a deer hunt. We weren't deer hunting them because I knew they'd eventually, hopefully, get vocal. But we're in the epicenter of the property where it crisscrosses. All the gobblers go through there. So about 10 o'clock, Gilbertson, probably the best thing to happen, he left his phone in the truck. So. Well, that explains it. I didn't get any emails. Yes.
That's probably the best
thing. He didn't get any emails.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that till the end. But he left his phone in the truck. So we're sitting there finally at like 9:45. I look up and there's the ponytail mega rope.
There is a mega bird.
It was him.
He is unbelievable. Like his beard is thick and big. Like it is.
It's a horsetail.
It is. And his hooks. We've seen the camera.
They're basically it's a circle.
It is. I mean, they come back on themselves.
It's incredible.
They're
is
well over
really
an inch and a half.
Bird.
So, and it was him up there and he was up maybe 100 yards. JG was calling. He's a good caller too.
He's a good caller.
Worked at WTF for years, but he's a great caller. And he doesn't overdo it. He's very patient, and he sounds very realistic. He doesn't push the envelope. And when you're out there, I think part of the slow hunting is slower calling too. Not rhythm slow, but just let it breathe a little bit. That gobbler never looked. He was scratching. He was just going through looking for worms, scratching leaves, and didn't even look at us. And this was like 9:45, and he kind of worked his way. He was with 2 other hens, and then at like 10:15, 10:30, I look over. Gilbert, I feel like he's sleeping.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't moved in or called in a half hour. I feel like he's sleeping. So but this is when the gobbler started to wake up. So you're in the woods and you just hear everything start to wake up. And it was
songbirds.
It was just cool because it started to get warmer. The sun started to pop, and in the distance you hear, and then another one, a little closer, and then like real close. There's like 5 minutes of this, and the closer one, close meaning 150 yards. I hear, and Gilbertson perked up. He looked back. He says, "Gobble, gobble." I'm like, "Have you not heard the other ones for the 5 minutes?" He's sleeping, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I've been hearing them." Yeah. So anyway, he starts calling a little bit and gets one to respond. Well, up on there's a hill, a trail, and a green trail, and a hill that kind of goes up. And about 150 yards from us, you see to the top 2 strutters go. They come out into the trail. 5 jakes and a hen, and they start slowly working their way down. And we have a jake and a hen in front of us in the decoy wise, a half strut jake and a hen. They start slowly working their way down. So Allie and Gilbertson are now they're probably 5-10 yards apart. They're right in front. The jakes and hens come within 20 yards in the food plot. The frickin' gobblers just strutted, gobbled, and hung up right before they broke into the food plot. And they gobbled, they strut, gobbled and strut, gobbled and strut. Well, the jakes fed back, towards them, and they're 60 yards, and they're going to follow the jakes off.
Yeah.
And I said, hey,
TSS.
we got to kill them. We have longbeard. We got to let her rip. So Gilbertson's got a 20 gauge. Allie's got a 12 gauge. Allie shoots first, and she missed. It looked like she was just low.
Yeah.
And Gilbertson shot second, hit the bird hard. His shot, I think, was a little low because he winged it, but it wasn't going anywhere. But it was still had some movement. He gets up, and he sprints like Usain Bolt through, and he goes, and he's running, and stuff's flopping around, and he goes to the one side, goes to the other, finally finishes the bird off and brings it back. But he has the mics on, and I'm listening to him just breathing hard, and he went out of distance. I couldn't see him anymore, but I heard the shot and I hear,
Yeah.
He grabs it and he's walking back. And so it was a great hunt. We got one bird there. And
I knew you guys had a good hunt, and I thought it was interesting because the reveal cell camera, you guys are walking by, and the reveal goes off when they go to like sit down and get into it. Mm-hmm. And the next picture on the reveal is you and Rich at full sprint, like
back.
Literally like you're
You can
running
see
like
the
this,
mesh
and like
blowing in the wind.
all the equipment's running, and it was like, and I was like, like I just saw the picture on the phone, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Well, that was
at that
after.
point you're in it, so you hadn't texted or done anything yet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I go, they did something because they're running on the trail camera, and I was laughing so hard.
Well, we got that bird down. We were actually taking photos, and this is how right it was. We were taking pictures and we're just talking, and we heard like 100 yards away. We stopped everything, retracted, and the place I wanted to get, we would have been busted if we'd have got there. We should have just sat down, and this bird had to walk across a grass man bridge, over a culvert. I knew that's where he was going to come. And I wanted to get there, but he was already too far. So we kind of regressed back to where we were, and he walked across that bridge and saw the Jake and hen decoy and just didn't like it and went off, and we never had a chance. I didn't even see him. Yeah. So I felt bummed out because we'd have doubled there. Yeah. But yeah.
Well,
I had an epic denial on her permissions.
you did.
Oh, I found a mother load. I found a field. It had 15 full strutters.
Oh my God.
Like not Jakes. I'm talking full Tom. Big Tommy,
Mommy.
Tommy guns.
Bevy of them.
And many.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the mother load. I got to figure out who owns this. I get on. I find who owns it. Find where their house is. Pull in. It's the old are they in the barn? Are they feeding the cows?
Oh, yeah,
are they
you're
at
always
the
looking for
house?
movement.
Trying to figure out where there's signs of life.
Yeah.
And so I start turning around, and this lady comes walking out. So I get out. How you doing this morning? She just looks at me. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
not a good cold start. Not a good start. Cold start.
It's not good.
So I said, is that your back field? I know it's the back field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, is that your back field back there? Yep. I said, is there anybody hunting it? Nope. I said, is it possible for me to get permissions? Afraid not.
All right.
See you later. Didn't even say bye. Turned around, walked away. I'm like, all right.
How's $100 work for you?
It was such a denial.
Case of Busch Light.
Yeah, such a denial. I'm like,
Did she look like a
damn.
Busch Light drinker? Did you say you had apple?
No, definitely.
You tell her we trade
got some
apples.
apples in
You
the
can-
truck. if
You
want
can
a
trade
few.
some Busch Light apples for permissions.
No, I was saddened because there was,
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot.
We need
a lot.
We need another approach.
Oh, I know. I got to figure it
Maybe
out.
bring the boy with. We'll have somebody bring a
cattle.
boy
Get the wooden
child.
leg out. Get the boy drag one.
Tiny Tim in it.
Tiny
Show him
Tim.
your
get
bad leg.
Fillmore and Cole. We'll get Fillmore and Cam.
Yeah.
Would be good.
The kids are always that's the deal sealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the
Well, it
kids
was.
out
I mean, all around it was an incredible hunt. Will's was quick. It was literally.
I mean, that
it
was just
it was
a
silly
field
fun.
gobbler and
hammered.
I came out on the porch and he called me because he was on his way back, and there's a field that had some birds in it, and he's like, it's good, like they're in the right spot. And so I went out on the porch, and Will had got there and that morning, and after we got back, and I said, Will, you want to go kill one? He goes, yep. And I go, let's go. And I think we were joking about it was 1 hour from the time I told him to the time we were on our way back to the lodge. That's how long it took. But it was a perfect scenario. Everything was dialed in. It was a perfect PD situation where the birds were at. It was just a matter of get down, set the decoy, back up and just let it happen.
Yeah.
As soon as they were going to see him,
They
it was
come
good.
around
Yeah,
and there he
and
is,
we
and
have
oh
done
boy.
this hunt a bunch.
Yeah.
And so we knew exactly what to do on this and when they're in that scenario. And it was funny. We got out of the truck, handed Will the decoy and said, here's the decoy, walked down there, set it up. And literally Jay was like, I'll go with him and film.
Yeah.
And then I just got in the truck and watched the whole action happen. And the bird was out there, and they were out there pretty decent. He ended up shooting that bird.
It was like
at
55,
58 is
60.
what, yeah, 58 yards. I mean, again, you're not looking to do that, but when you want to and you have the opportunity, that TSS, it'll do it, right?
Yeah,
So
you
that
want them
long
in
bird-
your lap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we all want.
Of course,
The show.
but that bird hung, and
Yeah.
they came around the corner, and they saw it, and then he came closer. But the other two, they kind of were like going off, and we were just watching in the binos, and JG and I were in the truck, and we saw the bird. There was a delay, and the bird's like standing up, and to us, it looked like it was 100 yards. You know how like you're in
Looks
different.
so far.
I'm like, they're not. And then all of a sudden, that bird just fell, and Gilbertson goes, "What happened to that bird?" And I go, "That bird's dead." Like it was just in our binos. The bird just fell, stone dead. And I'm like, "Oh, that's funny." So yeah, so it took all of about 25 minutes for Will, and I said, "Well, Will, I know you didn't get like the call and the roost," and he goes, "I came here to hunt a turkey. I killed one. Like I'm good to go, And,
Yeah.
and then it was lucky because it absolutely poured down rain. But he's such a diehard turkey hunter that he marked on the way up. He marked in Indiana state land that he saw birds on while he was driving up, and he was like, "Well." He looks and he goes, "Tomorrow morning I could be in Indiana on my way back home. I'm going to hit up state land and see if I can kill some more birds." So I never did find out if he did. I have to check in.
At Michigan, this was his 9th bird of the year.
Yeah.
And at Allie, this was her 4th bird. She killed 2 with her bow.
Yeah.
And one in maybe
Nebraska and Illinois.
Yeah, and she's a world class. Her and her sister are world class archers. They've won a ton of archery.
Yeah, she won
worlds
2
and-
national championships in college, and she was an archery coach.
Yeah, so they're she's legit.
Well, we had world class archers, world class shooters, world class riders.
Yeah. A world-class marketing guy.
A world-class marketing guy, and he forgot his phone. It was great. Yeah. And I got a story real quick. We give Gilbertson all the shit we can because he's just such a good dude, and Winchester's such an amazing partner. But it was funny because I said, "Man, my phone is like pretty inactive. This is amazing," And I walked in and I looked, and Gilbertson had his computer out and he's working, and we're all sitting on the porch, and I said, "Are you emailing me?" And he said, "Actually, I literally just did." And it says in the email, it says, "Hey, I'll talk to you about this tomorrow. Right now, you're owl hooting," because I was trying to locate those birds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could have just said that to me. But he sent me an email instead, and I just thought it was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I thought it was cool. So on the rain day, it sucked that we weren't out in the field chasing birds all day.
Yeah.
Trying to find birds. But I got to spend a lot of time with Allie talking about Folds of Honor.
yeah.
Which,
pretty incredible.
I mean, I knew a lot about Folds of Honor. I didn't know the depth of what it is that they're doing. They've got some unbelievable stuff going on. So she does the community manager side over there. And we were just talking about some of the scholarships and their whole purpose. And so just for people that don't know, so Folds of Honor offers scholarship opportunities to families, so spouses and children of fallen or wounded soldiers or first responders. And this year, they're on track to fund, I believe it's they've funded 10,000 scholarships this year.
Wow.
But they have another 10,000 that are still unfunded.
Wow.
And so they're on a huge push to try and do fundraising. So I just wanted to bring it up while we're here and talk about it because, I mean, it's an unbelievable cause. I want to read, she sent me some stats I want to read this real quick, so bear with me here because when you look at some of these numbers, it's unreal. So founded in 2007, they've funded 62,000 scholarships for $290 million
That's incredible.
to put the kids and family members of wounded and fallen soldiers and first
college.
responders.
And that's the
through
thing,
school.
and first responders. That's
Mind-blowing.
amazing to me. Like, I mean, obviously our Army veteran, all the people that are part of our military, and first responders is even. I mean, it's just amazing.
It is.
I mean, $290 million.
It's such a legit organization too.
Yes.
And I had the privilege to talk to Colonel Nichols on the
Lieutenant
Winchester
Colonel,
Life podcast, and we chatted, and his story is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Just how he when he retired and he found, basically Folds of Honor, and it's just kind of fit right in his, give back, what he wants to do. And he's been a great voice for that organization. And, everything they do is so legit. And there's a lot of bad stories of organizations that haven't done the right things. The money they raise goes right there. It is the most legit organization, and I'm proud I got their hat on right now. I'm proud to be associated with them through our partners at Winchester, but now that we have deeper connections with them as well. I was able to also at the Veterans Breakfast at NWTF listen to Colonel Nichols speak to everybody, all the veterans, and it's an amazing event. He just does a great job, and he's a great voice and figurehead for that organization.
Yeah, like I said, the fact that they are so focused now, they brought in the first responder side. I mean, it's an awesome organization. So they've got 10,000 unfunded, they've got 10,000 funded. So anybody that's looking to give, be sure to go over foldsofhonor.org. That's where you can go and you can participate and you can give. It's funny because they've got a lot of F-16 pilots over there, retired F-16 pilots. I didn't realize this when I was talking to Allie and we're talking about family. I'm like, so what's your husband do? I think I got a cool job. I'm like, what's your husband do? She's like, he's an F-16 fighter pilot. I'm like, I don't have a cool job. That dude's got a cool job.
I'm inferior.
I'm like, God.
You know his call sign?
I do.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because I don't want to give away his call sign, but his call sign's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He's got a good call sign. One that I was like, that's a good one. I like that one a lot. That's really cool. So,
well, they're just an awesome organization, so got to learn a lot more about them on this trip, which is cool.
And Allie's, she's just such a great person. The purest. And we only have met her a couple days, but she is just one of those pure. In her heart, she's a great person. Just by hunting with her and talking with her, and they do have I can't remember, and I wish I knew exactly what it was, but you talk about participate. I think for like $15 or $20 a month, you can be I can't remember what she called it, but you can participate. You can donate for $20 a month. It's like friggin' Apple Plus or whatever. It's minimum, but you can make a massive impact to to students that want to further their education.
That whole day we were driving around in the rain. It's miserable and nasty, and I'm feeling it. You know how that gets you. Like you're trying to get it done on film and everything else. And you're like, oh, it's just we're fighting it at every turn. And she's just like, it'll happen. It'll be all right. It'll happen. I'm like,
so positive.
God, good on you. I'm sweating.
Well, that's what I loved about this camp. And just, again, we talk about camp in general, but just what I loved about this camp was like, it was a really good camp. We had great people. We had great times, great memories. We had campfires. We told stories. We had an amazing barbecue. Cornelius Keefer, hashtag Jefe the Plane, now Jefe de Chefe, which was fantastic. He had a shirt that said Jefe de Chefe on the front of it, which is so fitting for him. And of course Dottie and I mean they were at 4:00 in the morning. They were up and they were getting after the barbecue and the brisket and everything else. When everybody's getting up for turkey hunting, they were getting it done, and it was just amazing. We had a good time, and I thought it was just awesome. I at one point I looked. I think that we had close to 70 people at the actual, like, it was a lot of people that were pulled in there. And that was what it was about, man. It was like people were coming in just to have a Busch Light and talk about, like, what's going on in the hunt. And I love that part of it.
It was fun.
Turkey camp.
Yeah, turkey camp. It was really, really cool. So, a lot of fun, the Winchester camp.
Yeah, success.
For some of us, the hunt never stops. Grizzly understands that more than most. Rugged, reliable, and built to never back down. Whether you're on the trail, by the water, or deep in the dark timber, Grizzly is by your side. Tough enough to take on the wild and ready for whatever you can throw. Grizzly is committed to products that never let you down. Always on the hunt with Grizzly.
Out here in the wild, precision isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Leupold Optics is built on the foundation of American craftsmanship, where every features function first. For over a century now, they've combined dedication and technology with a relentless put-it-to-the-test attitude, creating optics that stand up when everything else stands down. When it matters most, you need the best. That's what you get with Leupold Optics. While other companies out there warranty failure, Leupold guarantees performance for life.
Some call it out on the trail. I like to call it the road less traveled. The kind of place where the going gets tough. That's where Tracker Off-Road comes in. Made for those who won't back down. Tracker Off-Road delivers the hardest working machines with the greatest capability at the strongest value in the industry. Built by those who know what it takes and designed for those who don't turn back. Tracker is dedicated to delivering machines that let you get the most out of your day and your dollar. Ready to take on your next adventure? Go with Tracker Off-Road.
Every shot counts. And when it's time to make it count, you want the best. Winchester Ammunition has built its legacy on a commitment to innovation by continuously pushing what's possible. In the heartland of America, the American legend crafts ammunition that's purpose-built, reliable, accurate, and ready to perform no matter how harsh the conditions. Whether you're hunting or shooting for sport, Winchester will be there.
Well, we still got a couple of weeks worth of turkey season.
Yeah, now we actually let's go.
Time.
Yep, we haven't hunted
time.
yet.
Let's
so
go.
It's time.
It's time.
Let's go make some beak meat. It's time. That is my plan. I'm going to do a quick hot trip to Nashville for a couple days, and then I'm coming back, and we're going to go rip some lips.
Well, and we've got the second most fun human being in the planet, Mike Basilia, is coming in for a hunt. And stay tuned for stories. We might have to have him sit on the couch.
Yeah, we
over
might
here.
have to.
And,
He needs to
have
sit.
him talk, because there is not a happier man on the planet. He started an Instagram channel called Petey Life, and he literally
Let's tell everyone
took-
what PD is.
He took so Petey is just the name of our decoy. It's an Avian X, but see, people think there's one Petey. There's not. There's about 20 Petey's, but Petey is Petey.
As long as
He's a full strut
it's a
Petey.
strutter.
He's a
Casey
strutter.
named him. I remember where
Petey.
you named him. It was at the Claire property.
Yep.
It was you killed.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
And it was probably 2015.
Years ago. Yeah.
It
10
was,
years now.
It was at least 10 years ago.
Yep.
And Jameson fell off the back of the remember he fell off the back of the Ranger with all the camera
Right out
gear.
the back.
And
He stuck the landing,
he
though.
did stick the landing.
He stuck the landing.
But yeah, I mean he's like, this is Petey. I'm like, yeah, that is Petey.
You know where it comes from?
Yeah. Oh, it's Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
it's
Petey.
Petey.
He sold
Petey
our
the-
dead bird to a blind kid.
Petey.
Yeah.
Petey, pretty bird.
Pretty
and I was
bird.
petting him, and I'm like, pretty bird.
So Mike has a
Petey.
Petey, right? And I just get pictures of Mike with Petey. Like he puts Petey in a seatbelt when he drives him because he doesn't want him to get his fan all messed up. And then I get a picture of him. He's on a bar crawl because they killed and he goes, Petey did a good job. Brought him in, set him at the bar, and had him at the bar in South Dakota. They killed a bunch of birds. So we'll hear all the
Did
stories.
you see the one
on Mike
today?
tonight.
It's like he's got it on the top of like the Egypt
Oh,
or
so-
the pyramids or
so-
something.
so we
now he's
have-
photoshopping it.
That's actually that was me. So we have a running joke. Michael send me pictures from like all of his because he's always somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
like he's in Madrid right now. Like
Yeah.
that's where he's at. He's in Madrid, and so he's like somewhere all
He
the
probably
time.
didn't even know why he went. He's
No.
like, I'm going to go to Madrid.
So
And
one
just
time
went.
he sent me a picture of him at Stonehenge, and like just randomly because it was Wednesday and he's at Stonehenge, and it was like a picture, and behind him the Stonehenge. It was such a perfect opportunity. I took Petey and I put him on top of Stonehenge behind him, and I sent it back and I said, I can't believe you didn't kill this bird. Like it was a joke.
Yeah.
So then it became a thing where Michael sent me all these pictures from where he's at, hoping that and you can
Petey
see he's
in it.
positioning it just perfectly to see if I'll
Yeah.
do it. So I've been doing it for years. We have all these different pictures. He sends me this picture of Madrid, and he just says, just entered the bullfighting arena. And he says, do your best. So I put Petey on top of the stadium, looking down at everybody that's there. Well, then he gets so into it, he takes a picture of the bullfighter and the bull, and he says, he goes, "What if Petey was fighting this bull?" And so I got those two Jakes that we have the picture of that are gobbling.
Yeah.
I took those and set them next to it, and they're in front of the actual guy that's bullfighting. So it looks like two Jakes are fighting a bull. And then I took Petey and set him in the stands. And put him in the back of the stands.
Like, where's
and-
Waldo?
Oh my
Where's Petey?
God. He lost it forever. And so now it's like these are the things that we do is and he just wants to have
There
fun.
it is
with
right there.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is right there. Look.
Challenge accepted.
Two Jakes. And if you look back over the bullfighters right shoulder, like right there. See, there's two Petey's in the stands right there. There they are.
Oh, there they are.
There's Peter.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, now, on the phone, you can just copy. You just like scan that. You like hold it down and copies and pastes.
It's
and
so easy.
Oh, it's so easy. But yeah, no. So I sent that to him and I was like, enjoy. But he took that picture on purpose to try to get a Petey in there. And I was like, all right, buddy, I'm going to take it one step higher.
He's something.
Yeah.
So we'll hear stories of Petey. But he'll be here on Monday.
Well, Petey has proven deadly over the years. I mean, so many different setups. When you can get him out and you can get him set up, slip back and just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. We hunted for years and years, field gobblers. A lot of big fields around here.
Yeah.
And you put a hen out there. This was before Petey life.
Yeah.
They don't do it for a hen,
Yeah.
and we call it angry time. Angry time is when
Angry
you get those field gobblers. At angry time is usually sometime after 2.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, they've kind of done their thing.
Yeah.
The hens are gone. They're sitting on nests, and they're by themselves. And when angry time happens, it happens.
It happens. It happens fast.
Growing up in Pennsylvania, we didn't do a lot of full strutter stuff ever because it was a lot of timber hunting.
Yeah, we timbered.
And so that, it gets in the timber, they see something, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what? That doesn't make a lot of sense. What's happening there?
It scares them more in the timber, I think.
Yeah,
I'm super hesitant to use. But we didn't, full strut decoys honestly weren't a thing until 10, 12 years ago.
And if
maybe.
they had them, they look like dog shit.
Yeah.
I use an actual, my first gobbler I ever shot is at full mount. It's on like a piece of driftwood. I'd take that whole full strutter out and set it up. Yeah.
Oh, I used to remember the Flambeau. They were like a sock. They were like a foam sock.
You roll them up.
You roll them up, and what I love, that was my favorite part. I used to roll them up and stuff them.
Yeah.
And then you get in the field, and when you deploy, you stick them in there like this.
Yeah, the head would
you're
always
like,
come up and be half bent backwards like that.
You'd have to take the stake and like beat it around, like, form it out, and then
But
put
even
it there.
then, you'd be, as the hunt went on, you'd just see it'd be like the head would just keep doing this.
Oh, it'd be brutal. You'd have a gobbler coming in, and then the whole thing would retract like a slinky, like, and you're like, oh, well, we're done now.
It's amazing.
Hen's gone.
Amazing we killed any birds.
Oh, my God.
At all with those things.
Yeah.
You look at them now compared to what exists. Like the new Cabela's decoys, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, those look
the
good.
hens, holy hell do they look good.
They look
Like
really
I actually set them
rocking and
out and
everything.
you look and you're like, it's
they've
unreal.
done. I
nice.
had the half strut Jake and the 2 hens, and man, those hens look fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they've come a long way, but
it was good.
we're up next, boys. We're
Yep.
up next. Our time is coming.
We
Next
absolutely
week
are.
we'll have our own stories
Yeah.
of
Our time
beak
is coming.
meat.
I sighted in that 410, so I want Gunner to shoot that 410 this year. So I sighted it in. I dropped that little Delta Point Pro on there from Leopold, little red dot
little red
action.
dot.
So, and I'd never shot a red dot for turkeys before, but I was shooting it yesterday, doing a little sight in with it, and at 25 yards, it is
Deadly.
I saw the pattern when you were done. I was like, and you said that bottom right. You were like, and I was cutting the grass, and I went up to the pattern board, and I was like, yeah, that'll do.
It'll work.
It'll do.
It
decapitate.
It was impressive. At 25, that core still.
Tight.
Yeah, solid.
It's going to be cool. So our time is coming, boys. We are moving into it next week, and like you said, Jay, we'll have more stories.
More stories
coming in from the field.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. It's here, so while it's here, let's just keep it relevant and keep knocking down birds. It was a lot of fun this week.
Yep.
A lot of fun to be in the field.
Let's work on those permissions, Case, of
Yeah,
the 15 strutters.
I got to be better.
We got to get a strategy for that.
I got to be better.
Also, what did we learn today? That we learned that we will exploit you. If you look like anything, we said it before. We will exploit you. So Neil Young, you've been exploited.
I need when you guys have a fan, I need a fan.
Like a super fan?
We're down on.
I've
fans.
got
turkey.
5.
Oh.
I do have 5.
Petey wouldn't. He was so embarrassed the other day, and he wouldn't even. He didn't want me to look at him. He was sitting in my truck, and you could just tell he didn't want me to look at him. He's like, "Oh, I look so bad. They're just weathered."
Strut and feathers are
My
gone.
my fans broke
gone.
up pretty bad, and I think there's one. I have a couple hanging, but I tried to see if there were any good ones, and they're few and far between right now.
I'll
so.
break open I've stored. I have several.
Well,
I'll get you
my
one.
backup is if you go into the 989 HQ on Fillmore's wall, there's like 100 fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was just gonna be like,
take one down.
take
Stick one out in the
Take
middle,
one.
and he'll never know.
I think I have a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to need one because right now Petey doesn't want me to look at him. He's embarrassed.
Well, we'll shoot one, and then we'll use that. That's what I do. Usually every year I shoot one. The next year I use that one.
Yep.
And this year's fan was last year's fan, and it's just not doing the trick. It's been beat up, a couple of broken feathers.
I roll the same way, but this is a little tip for everybody. Last little thing before we go here. Mice will eat it.
Oh, yeah.
The mice got into it.
Yeah.
And so I got feathers flying out. It's a bad setup.
Yeah.
Damn
So I
mice
got a
hate
full
'em.
borax and
Borax.
everything. Yeah, but no, it didn't. The mice
20
Use the
meal
hanger
team.
trick.
Mice
Get them
did
up
it.
on the hanger.
Yeah.
It works out really well.
mice did a number.
All right, that's it. That's a wrap. We're back. We're real time, and we're crushing out some birds. Turkey season.
Let's go.
Mama say it's a new day, son.